Thank you, Mr. Vice President. At the outset, we would like to thank you for the opening remarks and for your excellent leadership in the overseeing the ECOSOC Humanitarian Affairs segment. Our appreciation also goes to the Emergency Relief Coordinator for presenting UN Secretary General's report. We live in troubling times when tasks before the humanitarian community have never been more daunting. The challenge of growing and increasingly complex humanitarian needs is unprecedented. Many humanitarian crises have become so protracted that they now seem permanent. Conflicts remain the main drivers of humanitarian needs, with huge negative impacts on human development indicators, including levels of poverty, malnutrition, access to basic social services. Addressing these challenges requires a collective reflection on how we can best and in a joined-up effort to cope with the humanitarian challenges. It's in our common interest to ensure that the humanitarian workers have necessary support and tools to operate in the fast-changing humanitarian landscape. We must learn the lessons from the past crisis and pave the way for the more sustainable responses. Operationalization of the humanitarian development nexus and also taking into account the peace dimension can help alleviate vulnerabilities and reduce needs in long-term perspective. But we have to be clear in our minds. Humanitarian aid can never ultimately be a solution to conflict. We have to work on political solutions to put an end to ongoing conflicts, which in turn is the only way to put an end to human sufferings. Internal displacement has significant effects on economic, social development, as well as peace and security in affected countries. It's absolutely essential to scale up efforts to improve both responses and planning to address internal displacement, and to assess particularly how UN can engage from a whole-of-system perspective. Being one of the co-sponsors, and as a country hosting one of the largest IDP populations per capita in the world, as a consequence of the ongoing aggression and occupation of the one-fifth of internationally recognized territories of Azerbaijan, we reiterate our continued support for establishing a high-level panel on internal displacement as a timely initiative for improving the international community's approach to addressing IDP situations. At the same time, the protracted nature of the situation should receive the attention it deserves. 70 years have passed since the adoption of the milestone Geneva Conventions, but they remain even more relevant and indispensable than ever. This anniversary is a powerful opportunity for reinforcement of the continuing importance and effective implementation in the current environment of increasing disrespect to the IHL. While speaking about the upholding IHL, it's also crucial to pay careful attention to the attempts to misuse sufferings of vulnerable groups in the malicious political interest, as it is the case of ongoing policy of resettlement of refugees from the Middle East in the occupied territories of Azerbaijan, in grave violation of IHL. Without adequate and timely reaction, the illegal resettlement policy carried out in the occupied territories could complicate the search towards durable solutions by creating obstacles for ensuring the right of the expelled indigenous Azerbaijani population to return voluntarily to their native lands and subsequently prolong their protracted situation. Another issue requiring the urgent global focus is a drastic increase in persons reported missing in connection with armed conflict. Azerbaijan continues its consistent efforts to raise awareness of the problem at the international level and further develop the rule-based guidance, including through sponsoring the biannual resolution on missing persons at the General Assembly. Azerbaijan's efforts proceed from its keen interest in contributing to the strict observance of IHL, as well as from our experience on addressing the consequences of aggression, foreign military occupation and ethnic cleansing. We also welcome the first ever resolution recently adopted by the Security Council on the issue of missing persons, which is a good sign for the UN's increased attention to this pressing matter. At the end, allow me to conclude by reaffirming the strong commitment of Azerbaijan towards saving lives and alleviating human sufferings through principled humanitarian actions. As a donor country, Azerbaijan will remain closely engaged with the multilateral humanitarian system to address today's humanitarian challenges. I thank you.